run down the equipment list and get ready to drop in for 2 hours of must-ski TV. The only show that takes you to your favorite New England resorts, plus around the world, from the Arctic to the Alps, with Mr. Ski himself, Dan Egan. Free skiing champion, Charlotte Moats. Worldwide ski bumologist, John Egan. WNDS sportscasters, Ted Panos and Mike DeBlasi. And Mr. Power 90, Tony Horton. Must Ski TV, a weekly action-packed 2 hours of family fun, winter thrills and spills like you've never seen before. Whether you're a beginner or expert, you ski the trees or just feel the breeze, sit back, kick back, call in sick to work, and get ready for Must Ski TV. Must Ski TV, brought to you by Ski Market and Underground Snowboards, your winter sports source. In-season resort at South Mountain, part of the Northeast experience. And Suzuki, make the smart move.
Good evening and welcome to Must Ski TV. I'm Mike DeBlasi, coming to you tonight from Lincoln, New Hampshire, and the in-season resort at South Mountain. I got to tell you, you will find out this is one heck of a place.
Yeah, I noticed you didn't introduce me. I don't think Mikey D likes my new personality here. You know, folks, it's 3 weeks till Christmas time, and that means the big guy in the red suit be coming down the chimney with all my new ski gear. And that means all of you can hit the slopes because winter is here, and this is my time of year, bud.
I didn't introduce him because I don't know who the heck this is. The Ted Panos I know hates winter, hates the cold, never wanted to learn how to ski. Teddy said, "Oh, Mikey D, wintertime, it's all about watching football and counting down the days till spring training."
Dude, that was me in a previous life. You're looking at a shredder who likes to catch some air and rip it up on the slopes. It's a whole new lifestyle for me, bud.
And a whole new language, apparently. I think he's spending too much time with Dan Egan.
Yeah, well, if you hung around with him, you could be cool like us too, Mikey D. And hey, this is kind of like a prelude to me actually getting on a mountain this week. Imagine that.
Well, I am imagining it because I haven't seen it yet, but while Ted's out up on the slopes trying to kick it, shred it, or whatever the heck he said, I'm going to be here in the in-season resort because the hotel, this entire place is amazing, and what it means to the future of Lincoln, New Hampshire, which has always been a hub. You've got Loon Mountain right down the street. This is a place skiers and snowboarders come to, and they're only going to do so in even increasing numbers when we tell you about in-season resort.
Yeah, hey, all kidding aside, I was just speaking to them out there. They have a ski and stay package. Get this, $99, ski, stay over 2 nights, and they'll feed you breakfast and dinner. I would bankrupt these guys.
He would. He's a typical ski bum here. Now, I don't even ski, but I think I'll take advantage of the package. Maybe bring up a lady friend and have myself a nice time.
All right, before you get too far into your personal life, let's catch up with one of the developers here, Dennis Ducharme, and see what they have in store.
Double D coming up. I'm here with Dennis Ducharme, one of the owners of the in-season resort. And Dennis, I know you have a lot on your mind, a lot of future plans, and I want you to tell us all about them right now.
Okay, Mikey D, I will. I have a great vision for the center of town. We start here at the Millhouse Inn, which we renamed, and obviously with our new restaurant out front, Fratello's Restaurant with the red roof. We're going to combine the old Millhouse Inn and the old marketplace, which we now call the Village Shops, In-Season Resorts Village Shops. And from the new restaurant that's already here now with the red roof, we're going to take that red roof right across over to the marketplace over here and make it one fabulous resort starting right here in this lobby. 20 years ago, there was a vision for this particular property, and I want to really bring this vision to life now. We're going to put some beautiful residential units right above the marketplace. Can you imagine being in your unit up above and looking down into the retail center in the marketplace? It will be the tallest building north of Manchester, Concord, New Hampshire. Can you picture that with the village effect that we're going to create with the retail? Can you picture that with the new 300-seat theater? Picture that with a couple more restaurants. Picture that with some more retail space over here in the center of town. Now take all this, and coming right out of the lobby, right out of the center rotunda, a chairlift going over to the new South Mountain at Loon. Wouldn't that be cool?
Talk about how warmly you've been received and these plans have been received by those in the Lincoln community.
The community here is absolutely great. If I didn't have this community to back me up, I couldn't bring this plan to where it is now.
Well, I'll tell you, it sounds fantastic. We have a lot to look forward to, and you, the viewer, has a lot to look forward to throughout the next 2 hours. It's a Muskie TV episode you won't want to miss. So stick around. When we come back, Dan Egan and the rest of the Muskie TV team join us on the slopes.
Don't go away. Muskie TV will be right back.
I'm here to tell you about the most exciting adventure to come to ski country in years. Loon Mountain, New Hampshire, with its unparalleled snowmaking and ski terrain, has teamed up with the finest hospitality vacation group in the Northeast, In Season Resorts, to bring you a limited second home vacation opportunity of a lifetime. Imagine a second home in the mountains, made affordable by the most unique ownership plan ever devised. Loon Mountain is embarking upon a fantastic expansion plan, ensuring its position as New England's finest ski destination, and we are offering you a chance to be part of it. To preview this offer, be our guest for 2 nights, breakfast, dinner, and we'll throw in 2 free lift tickets, all for $99. How can you be so lucky? So come on up. Get out from your desk, leave your classroom, bolt from your job, and come on up. This is a one-time limited opportunity that won't come again. Loon Mountain, In-Season Resorts, and you. See you slopeside.
Drive, or do you want to ski? Why spend all day in the car when you can spend all day on the slopes? Mount Sunapee is just 90 minutes from Boston. It only
Hi, everybody, and welcome back once again to Muskie TV. I'm Dan Egan, and I'm having a blast out here. Why? Why? Because it's winter, and I love winter. But more than that, I'm so excited to be on WNDS this year. Imagine this. This is our 3rd week of the show, and after tonight, we will have given you the best 6 hours of winter sports coverage you could have seen anywhere. I mean, come on, think about it. 2 hours a week, 8 to 10, we're here for you to show you winter sports like nobody else. This is why. Why are we doing this? Because we love it. We love it. We love winter, we love snow, and we just love giving you the best winter sports anywhere on TV. So thanks for watching. And tonight, we're going to crush it. I mean, tonight we got a show that is going to blow you away. We're going to go all the way to Mount Everest tonight. That's right. We're going to go to Everest. We're going to show you a story on the New Hampshire Everest expedition. Wow, right here. It's going to be great. But up next, it's new school footage. Our man Warren Smith from Europe. Don't go away. You're going to love this.
We had a little bit of snow lately, so the guys from the ski resort, they just turn on the lift for us, so we can go up there and up there, and then we're gonna walk for a while and see how the snow. And if we have good snow, we're gonna heli ski. If we don't have any good snow, we're gonna try to heli ski, whatever. Now we're taking a boat, do a small tour on the sea, and then we're leaving Rich Branson. Look at that! Oh, beautiful. Okay. 1, 2. No. No. 1, 2, go. No. 2, 3.
I prefer 1, 2, go. Okay.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. You cut me.
I'll win.
1, 2, 3, and after we. Okay.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, go.
No. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, let's go. 1, 2, 3.
J'en peux plus.
My brothers and sisters and lovers and kids was getting 7 guys are busy in the new way. Disco lights dancing, they're always romancing and singing to the tune of a new. It's got a shit hot feel to the heavy metal beat, keep the fat beat. It's all good. Leave your anger at the door, bring your love into the floor. Tell me, can you feel my love?
Don't go away. Muskie TV will be right back.
I'm here to tell you about the most exciting adventure to come to ski country in years. Loon Mountain, New Hampshire has teamed up with in-season resorts to bring you a limited second home vacation opportunity of a lifetime, made affordable by the most unique ownership plan ever devised. To preview this offer, be our guest for 2 nights, breakfast, dinner, and we'll throw in 2 free lift tickets, all for $99. This is a one-time limited opportunity that won't come again. Loon Mountain, in-season resorts, and you.
I hope you never lose your sense of wonder. Promise me that you'll give faith a fighting chance. And when you get the choice to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance. I hope you dance.
Drive? Or do you want to ski? Why spend all day in the car when you can spend all day on the slopes? Mount Sunapee is just 90 minutes from Boston and only 30 minutes from Concord, New Hampshire. Ski Magazine readers recently rated Mount Sunapee #1 in New Hampshire for snow quality, service, and accessibility. With 57 trails, 9 lifts, New Hampshire's hottest halfpipe, and some of New England's finest views, there really is no other choice. Check us out at MountSunapee.com, just off Interstate 89. Mount Sunapee, close to home.
As the old saying goes, if you're going to play with the boys, bring the toys. Makes sense to me. I've been playing outside in the winter ever since I was a small little ankle biter, about 5 years old. Up next on Equipment Check, Charlotte Moats is going to go over her favorite new toys of the season. Watch this.
Hey, I'm Charlotte Moats, and I'm here at the ski market. This place is like Toys R Us for winter sports addicts. But the fun doesn't stop with hard goods, and today we're going to look at a bunch of gadgets and gizmos that are going to make your adventures safer and your whole season a lot more fun. Snowshoes are your all-terrain vehicle for the winter. Whether you want to use them to access an extreme backcountry line and you just want to go play in the snow with your dog, or if you need a fitness tool. If you like to run in the summer and you need a way to work out in the winter, with snowshoes, you can still get your aerobic workout. The cool thing about this new pair from Tubbs is that it has this easy one-touch strap system. It's much more user-friendly. The other thing is that a portion of these proceeds go to breast cancer. You can find out more at tubbsnowshoes.com. Now this is different. This vest is insulated by air coils. When you blow in this tube, it inflates these coils. But then if you get too hot, you can just let them back out. So this vest is good for cold and warm weather. And it fulfills your inner stewardess fetish. This is the ultimate gadget for the gadget geek. This is the Vector watch from Suunto. Of course, it has the time, so you can be sure to make first chair. It's also got an altimeter, so that you can track your vertical feet and count your runs. And it comes with the Ski Manager CD. This allows you to hot sync it with your computer and email your buddies to make them jealous. It's also got a barometer, which allows you to predict your next sick day, because you can tell when the storms are coming and the pressure is changing. And it has a compass. This will help you save face on a hot date, because you won't have to stop and ask for directions. That is, if you can find a girl in a ski town. So whether you're out there breaking in your snowshoes or you're just skiing down the mountain, you're gonna need these goggles. These things have equalizer technology and flow-tech venting. What that means is that they're not gonna fog up. As a general rule, when you're looking for goggles, you wanna find something with a double lens that'll help to keep you from fogging. Everybody says the 80s are coming back, and these things have hypercolor technology in the lenses. That means that when it's really bright outside, they're dark, but when it gets cloudy, they lighten up. They do the change for you, and you don't have to change your lens according to the conditions. No matter what you're doing, you gotta have these goggles. All right, and then to get you fired up for the season, we've got the most requested film here at the ski market. This is the new snowboard film called After Lame from Robot Food. It's got your boys Josh Dirksen, Scotty Arnold, Travis Parker, and Guillaume. They're all ripping it up. And then, after you've watched that 20 times and you're ready to go try it yourself, we've got this binding from Burton. This is a high-performance, stiff binding, and the coolest thing about this is this easy ratchet system, but this toe, as you ratchet this down, this toe pulls you back into the heel of the binding. This is guaranteed to make you ride like the pros in this movie. I'm Charlotte Motes, and these are your must-have toys for Must Ski TV. We'll see you next time.
Teddy, what's wrong? You look depressed.
Yeah, after watching Charlotte Motes preview all those new toys, I have what Dan Egan would call product overload. There's so many great gadgets out there, I don't know which one to go buy first. I'm gonna have to go ask for a raise.
Easy, big fella. You and I both know that's not happening anytime soon. Why don't you sit back, relax. We're joined now by Brian McCarthy of the Lincoln Woodstock Chamber of Commerce. Nice to have you with us today,
Thank you, Mike.
Brian.
It's nice to be here.
Hey, Brian, when we were driving up here, I noticed this area is bustling with activity. What's drawing everybody up here?
Well, there's just so much to do. And we like to think that the Lincoln Woodstock area, there's always something going on. There's always something to do no matter what time of the year it is. So I think that's why you're always going to see people coming and going from the Lincoln Woodstock area.
And either before or perhaps after you hit the slopes, I know you're going to want to check out some of the neat little shops in town, because just driving through, I couldn't help but notice them. I almost wanted to pull over right there. Tell us about those.
It's a wonderful place for that. So we have all these nice little quaint shops, all with little different things. So if you're looking for that unique little gift, this is the place to come. And just the atmosphere, the whole holiday atmosphere up here in the White Mountains is just spectacular. It's wonderful.
Well, I assume you get your holiday shopping done here, but this is ski country, so if you're looking to buy ski equipment and get some skiing done, this is obviously one of the premier places in the area.
Well, if you drove up Main Street here, as I know you did to get here this morning, there are places all over Lincoln and Woodstock that can outfit you with everything that you need for a day on the slopes.
What I need before I hit the slopes is a big belly full of pasta. I think Fratello's will serve me well down the street.
Oh, absolutely. We've got about 45 restaurants or so in the Lincoln Woodstock area, which is kind of amazing. And our newest one is Fratello's right down the street here. But anything that your palate could possibly desire, you can find it here in town.
Well, Ted and I, no strangers to any buffet table.
Yeah, we'll never say no to food. This is a destination spot in the summer as well. Any particular events, special events going on this winter that you wouldn't see any other time?
Well, just about anything you can imagine. I think one of the things right now, it's early in the season, the skiers are just getting started. You can come up and get your own Christmas tree. There are packages available where you can come and stay in one of our local lodging properties here and go up to the Rocks Estate up in Bethlehem, cut down your own tree, 6 to 9 foot tree, bring that home. So you come up, take a family vacation, go home, you've got your tree and your presents. So you can do it all right here. So
Clark Griswold.
Can't beat it. Exactly.
Do you have to plant one in this place? Or just
No, I don't think so. You just take it, haul it over your shoulder, you're good to go.
All right, we'll leave the axe and the Paul Bunyan work for a second. But Ted, you might want to pay attention, because coming up next, our Must Ski TV ski tip of the week. And Dan is going to teach us all about controlling our speed.
Yeah, that'll be for the people who know what they're doing. With me, Dan is working on just walking in ski boots. That's hard enough as it is. But hey, another segment you might want to tune in for, Tony Horton's Mountain Fitness Tips. This week he's working on the legs. Stay tuned.
Don't go away. Muskie TV will be right back.
I'm here to tell you about the most exciting adventure to come to ski country in years. Loon Mountain, New Hampshire has teamed up with in-season resorts to bring you a limited second home vacation opportunity of a lifetime, made affordable by the most unique ownership plan ever devised. To preview this offer, be our guest for 2 nights, breakfast, dinner, and we'll throw in 2 free lift tickets, all for $99. This is a one-time limited opportunity that won't come again. Loon Mountain, in-season resorts, and you.
The Balsams in the Great North Woods. High in the White Mountains, this National Historic Site offers hassle-free alpine skiing and snowboarding on 16 trails and 5 graded areas. 95 kilometers of cross-country skiing, snowshoeing and snowmobile trails, and ice skating too. Delightful accommodations, award-winning cuisine, après-ski, and evening entertainment, all included in the Balsams American Plan rate. Caring service that's known to spoil skiers. Discover the value of a Balsams vacation. Ask about the Balsams Sunday Night Special.
Katrina Radke owns 4 gold medals in international swimming competitions and represented the United States in the 1988 Olympics. But even at this high level of competition, she fought the debilitating effects of chronic fatigue syndrome, a condition that eventually left her disabled. Now, through a disciplined regimen of yoga, meditation, and acupuncture, she is once again swimming and is already qualified for the U.S. Olympic trials.
It's all about mind, body, and spirit.
A key element of her comeback has been a healthy diet, which emphasizes seafood such as bristling sardines, salmon, and tuna. These fish have a high percentage of omega-3 fatty acids, which studies show lower cholesterol levels and may have a preventative role against heart disease, breast cancer, strokes, and depression. In fact, the American Heart Association recommends that people eat at least 2 servings of fish per week. Katrina Radke, a world-class athlete who through courage and discipline is seeking to attain her personal best in Athens 2004.
Go Wild. Wildcat Mountain's new wild card. One person skis and rides any 3 days throughout the season for less than $37 per day. Present your wild card at the guest service desk to receive your ticket, and then go wild. What's wilder? Each ticket can be upgraded for consecutive days of skiing for only $25 per day. The new Wildcat Wild Card is on sale for a limited time only, so buy yours now. Visit skiwildcat.com or call 1-888-SKI-WILD. Your ticket to Wildcat Mountain in Pinkham Notch, New Hampshire.
So you want to have a great winter. The key is staying in shape. I mean, that's the bottom line. If you want to ski buzzer to buzzer, and I mean 8 to 4, 4:30, get out there and enjoy your runs, you got to be in shape. And nobody's in better shape than Mr. Tony Horton, the man. Mountain Fitness up next as Tony continues to work our legs.
Here we go. Hey everybody, Tony Horton here with Beachbody.com, and we're going to talk about mountain fitness. When it comes to getting your legs strong, preparing yourself for the hill to ski and ride, plyometrics are a critical aspect of training. I don't care what age you are, young or old, you can still do plyometrics. A lot of people say, oh my God, I'm going to hurt my knees. Nope, if you modify, there are ways to do it. I'm going to show you a move. It's called run stance, jump squat. Are you ready? Simple move. I'm going to show you the advanced one first. So if you're a young athlete and you want to jump through the air, this is a great move. Anywhere from 15 to 30 reps depending on your level of strength. Are you ready? Here you go. Down and up. Down and up. Down. See, I'm in a run stance. I'm going to run right at you. I'm not sideways. My right foot's out. Okay, this is too much. Right here is perfect. Go down, touch the floor if you can. Come on up, touch the floor. As you can see, full range of motion. Plyometrics is also known as jump training. It's speed and strength that gives you power. You connect speed and strength and you get really powerful legs. You can do this indoors, you can do anything outdoors. I'm going to show you a modified move. Looks like this. I don't go as low. My hand's only to my knee. I'm not reaching for the floor. I don't jump, I just switch. And I switch. You see my head and chest? They're both up, just like that. I'm not bent forward, so you're going to have to really work the core to get your upper body up. You got modified, Modified. Also, if you're in the middle of a set and you set a goal for 30 reps and you get to 15 and you're exhausted, what do? Take a breath. No big deal. Doesn't mean you're a loser. It just means you're going to take a short break. When the muscles get back in action, lactic acid starts to move through the legs again, and you go again, and you finish your set. And over the course of time, you can go lower, you can jump a little bit higher. Important tip when it comes to plyometrics. Land like Spider-Man, not like Frankenstein. Here's how you do it wrong, okay? Boom! Bad for the joints, bad for the ankle, bad for the hip. Land soft like Spider-Girl. Ready? Soft. I want to hear you. Soft, just like that. So there you have it. Look at me. I'm out of breath. I'm working hard. I found my line. Very important. Go to that spot where you feel that it's effective, but you're not overdoing it. Form, function, over trying to be a hot dog and do a whole bunch of reps. Okay? That's a beauty. A couple times a week, range of motion, increase it over time. And if you want to get airborne, you can also increase that over time. Modify at the beginning, land soft, plyometrics, gorgeous thing. See you on the hill. This is Tony Horton with Beachbody and Mountain Fitness. Talk to you soon. Bye.
It's the question I like to ask every ski and snowboarder. Have you taken a lesson lately? Seriously, have you gone to the ski school desk and signed up for a ski or a snowboard lesson? It just makes sense because you want to get better. It's a long winter and you want to ski more and ride more of the mountain every time you go out there. So pay attention because up next, it's my favorite ski tip.
One of the questions I get all the time is how do I control my speed? Now personally, that's an issue that I don't generally concern myself with because I like speed. But if you are one of those people that wants to control your speed, I am the guy that can help you. And in this tip, we're going to talk about constant fluid motion, checking our speed, and then building slowly into a consistent speed. Watch. Every turn, check your edges, come up, check your edges and come up. Keep your hands in front of you, release the edge, and come up. Now I know that seems a little slow and maybe a little boring, but if you do it again and again and again, and slowly get a little faster and faster as we're going to do next, you'll start to gain consistency in how you ski. So I check my speed, release, check my speed, release, and then I can start to speed up and ski at a consistent speed, and eventually you'll be ripping the whole mountain. Now I want to talk to you about body position and getting your feet under your hips. That's right, get forward. Because remember, the feet will always follow the body, but the body has a hard time following the feet. In other words, get forward, bend in the ankle, and get those feet under your hips. Watch. Forward with my feet under my hips. This is the skiing position. When I'm this far forward, my skis are doing the work for me. Remember, stay forward in the boot. Extend between the turns. Keep the feet under the body. In the transition, engage the tip. So remember, get forward, keep your feet under your hips, and have fun.
Don't go away. Muskie TV will be right back.
I'm here to tell you about the most exciting adventure to come to ski country in years. Loon Mountain, New Hampshire has teamed up with In-Season Resorts to bring you a limited second home vacation opportunity of a lifetime, made affordable by the most unique ownership plan ever devised. To preview this offer, be our guest for 2 nights, breakfast, dinner, and we'll throw in 2 free lift tickets, all for $99. This is a one-time limited opportunity that won't come again. Loon Mountain, In-Season Resorts, and you.
Barry Manilow scores songs from Copacabana and Harmony. 14 new songs. Includes the newly recorded Copacabana 2005. Every single day. Sweet Heaven.
Sweet heaven, I'm in love again.
Order now and receive a free copy of the previously unreleased exclusive dance remixes of Copacabana. Scores, songs from Copacabana and Harmony, the next generation of Manilow's greatest hits. To order Scores for $18.98 plus $4.95 shipping and handling, call the number on your screen now. Rush delivery available.
What a great selection.
Honey, what a great price in the Chardonnay.
Check out this bottle of Merlot.
For the best selection and lowest prices in the world's finest wines and spirits, there's no better place than New Hampshire State Liquor and Wine Outlet stores for savings and selection that are worth the trip.
And they have great cordials, too.
Looking for a great gift? Ask about our new gift cards.
We all like to see the white fluff. I mean, come on, it's a favorite thing to do in the winter. But imagine, at 20,000 feet, this snow gets a little harsher, conditions change. Rick Wilcox made it to the top of the world, Mount Everest. Up next, it's Thin Air, Rick Wilcox and the boys from New Hampshire, Summit, Mount Everest, the top of the world.
The South Pole is living up to what we thought it would be, desolate and glowing like a bastard. All done all day. It's stay in the tent. And it's a long way up here from Camp 2. Nothing I don't think any of us want to do again. We can't survive up here too long without it still having enough energy to make a reasonable attempt at the summit. So our plan is today to scavenge a few half-empty bottles from around the camp and utilize those to maintain our strength, and then hopefully the winds will die at around midnight tonight, as Barry said. But if they don't, we're looking at a descent tomorrow to at least Camp 2 for recovery, perhaps base camp.
A 19th century philosopher referred to man's search for meaning as a sickness, a yearning or a restlessness for which there is no explanation. Unlike the restless poet and philosopher, using the pen and paper as a means of expression, a mountaineer embarks upon unlikely and dangerous adventures to remote mountain ranges of the world. Mount Everest. The urge to climb this difficult and evasive mountain lures many to risk the loss of love and family, jobs, businesses, and even death, that they might stand on top for a glimpse.
Base camp. There he is. This is the summit cave. I'm sitting on top of the world. It's an awesome view. It's eve off of Western Isle right now.
The 1991 New England Everest expedition is the result of Rick Wilcox's lifelong dream to climb Mount Everest. Owner of International Mountain Equipment in North Conway, New Hampshire, Wilcox and climbing partner Mark Ritchie applied for permission to climb Everest in 1985. In 1989, Nepal granted them a permit to climb the Southeast Ridge Route during the pre-monsoon spring of 1991, a date that gives them less than 2 years to secure a team and money for the expedition.
The permit that Mark Ritchie and I applied for back in '85 was for the classic South Col route on Mount Everest, which was first climbed by Sir Edmund Hillary in 1953. And it's the classic route on the mountain, and it's also the way the mountain is most commonly climbed. Although there's a dozen other ways to get to the top, very few of the other routes are repeated, and with the exception of North Ridge, most of them have only been done once or twice.
Base camp of the Southeast Ridge Route, at 17,500 feet, is built at the foot of the Khumbu Icefall, just below this model. The team will fix ropes and ferry supplies up through the Khumbu to all the higher camps. Camp 1 will be established just above the Khumbu Icefall at about 20,000 feet. Camp 2 will be set several miles up the western Khum at an altitude of 22,000 feet. Halfway up the most technical aspect of the route, the team will place Camp 3 on the Lhotse face, a 45 to 50 degree wall of ice that rises 4,000 feet above the western Khum. Camp 4, the last camp, will be established on the desolate landscape of the South Col. At 26,100 feet, the South Col is at an altitude higher than all but a few of the tallest mountains in the world. Seen from a different angle, the last 3,000 feet of the route leads from Camp 4, where the team will launch as many summit attempts as needed up the Southeast Ridge to the summit.
Don't go away. Muskie TV will be right back.
So what do you think? Want to take a warm-up run? You don't? Come on, it's going to be fun.
SkiClinics.com. Winter education for every generation.
Come on, follow me.
Fun, exciting. Clinics for all abilities.
Wow, you're doing okay. Hang in there. We're going to jump off this one.
Check it out this winter. SkiClinics.com. Winter education for every generation.
Diamonds, the gift she really wants. The Jewelry Exchange has thousands of diamonds, most with GIA or EGL certs, laser inscribed and guaranteed the lowest price. The Jewelry Exchange has thousands of mountings, and your diamond is set while you wait. 1-carat solitaires are $5.99, marquise solitaires are $3.99, and 1-carat studs are $3.99. The Jewelry Exchange carries most shapes and sizes, including 5 carats and above. You can't beat our deals. Buy factory direct and save. The Jewelry Exchange in Sudbury.
Nationwide ladder and equipment. Come on, don't look at me like that.
The New England team proposes a modest $135,000 for their budget. Small change compared to the $1 million teams that siege the Himalayas every year. To increase the odds of success, Wilcox helps organize a team of climbers that not only bring forth qualities of physical strength, experience, and personality, but also the ability to individually raise and contribute $15,000 to the expedition. Wilcox himself is willing to put his business of 12 years on the line.
I think the thing that got me through it is one thing that's very, very fundamental in this type of climbing, and that is the commitment. Originally, we had 15 team members that said they would go no matter what. In the end, when the plane left Seattle, we had 8 members.
March 1991. The team arrives in Kathmandu, Nepal, and immediately begins the impressive task of packing over 8 tons of technical climbing gear, food, and supplies. These supplies will be carried in 70-pound porter loads and on yaks carrying double loads to Everest Base Camp. Except for Gary Scott, the team decides to use bottled oxygen, or O's as called by the climbers. Oxygen will improve the odds for success by drastically reducing the suffocating effects of thin air at altitude. Base camp is about 10 days and 50 miles away, through the heart of Nepal's mountainous countryside. March 20, the New England Everest expedition arrives at base camp. Base camp is an oppressive and unforgiving environment. Its only comfort being the view of the mountains rising around it.
And we can't see up to Mount Everest right now. This is blocked by this right here, which is the west shoulder of Everest. So in about a week, we'll be going right up through the middle of this mess right here.
The treacherous Khumbu icefall rising up above base camp is the beginning of the team's planned route. It will soon require tremendous amounts of effort by each team member. March 29. Owing the success of the expedition as much to fate as to skill and preparation, the expedition is begun with a request for protection from the gods. The Buddhist puja. Common to Everest expeditions, this is an age-old ceremony of fire, offerings of food, and chanting. It asks for protection from destructive forces and asks for the safety and health of all those who come here. With the flags of Nepal, the United States, and Quebec raised over the stupa in base camp, the 1991 New England Everest expedition embarks upon a strategy that should enable them to launch their first summit attempt in early May.
So the philosophy that I ran the expedition on was that the 8 of us would work equally on the mountain until the time came to go to the summit. And those who had paced themselves well, those who had the extra effort left in them to go to the top, could go to the top. There was no favoritism of a summit team. There was no special treatment given to anybody on the mountain. All were expected to work equally, and in fact, everybody who went to the top did carry loads to the South Col. And in fact, many of the people that didn't, Mark Chauvin and Dr. Mike, supported us high on the mountain by coming up to the South Col and helping us to obtain the goal of the summit.
April 1. The New England team and several Sherpa porters share work with the nearby Sherpa Everest expedition to complete the placement of over 22,000 feet of fixed ropes and dozens of aluminum ladders along the route.
This is Everest ice pole. Downwind, the base camp.
Through the Khumbu, intermittently along the western Khum and up the Lhotse face, the fixed ropes help ensure safety during the many ascents and descents each climber will have to perform during the course of the expedition. The Khumbu is by far the most treacherous and unpredictable aspect of the expedition. It will be traversed 10 times by each climber throughout the course of the climb.
The idea was to get up real early, blast through it, dump a load up at Camp 1, and get back down, and then we'd rest, and get up and do the same thing the next day. And it's just a lot of really hard work is what it is. And the frightening aspect of the Khumbu icefall dissipates pretty quickly because it just sort of turns into this job, this grind, and this thing that you have to do.
Fixing ropes burns a great amount of physical energy for the team members, who are still acclimatizing to the high altitude. After 5 days of work on the mountain, climbers descend to base camp for rest, while another group goes back to work to push the route higher up the mountain. Time. There is plenty of it to spare on an expedition. Either the team controls time or time controls the team. An expedition is a game of waiting or action, resting or working. Wait too long and the chance of reaching the summit will slip by. Wait not long enough and risk a summit attempt in a weakened body, a risk that can be fatal. Sometimes it seems like all there is to do is wait, waiting for the body to recuperate, waiting for the weather to change, waiting for the water to boil, waiting for the climbers to piece together the route. Waiting for that brief and momentary window of opportunity in which suddenly there's not a minute to waste, lest the team see months of preparation fizzle away into nothingness.
Wow, the New England Mount Everest expedition. Sometimes you forget we have so many world-class mountaineers right here in New Hampshire.
Yeah, you know, you think those guys probably got their start or the inspiration from a place like here at Loon Mountain. You know, I got my start in skiing late, as we all know, and we're having a ball with. But if you teach your kids how to ski or snowboard at a young age, you're opening up a whole new world of opportunities to them.
You're exactly right, and Loon Mountain has always been a place for family fun and activities. And joining me right now to talk about just some of those is Tim Lund, the Public Relations Director here at Loon. Tim, welcome aboard.
Good to be here.
Now, I understand you've only been on this job 2 months or so, yet right away you're immersed into all that Loon is about, and discuss that with you.
Yeah, it has been a couple months to get up to speed here, and there's plenty to do when they come on site. When the families come in, for the children, for everybody. I mean, there's children activities, there's learning programs for them, seasonal learning programs for them, private lessons available to them. And if the children, you know, if they don't even want to hit the mountain, which in some cases, you know, they might have had a full day, there's plenty of opportunities for them. They can go ice skating, there's a climbing wall, there's the equestrian center. So it's endless for the whole family. And of course, there's tubing for everybody to enjoy as well. So there's something for everybody.
I would imagine that children frequent this place quite a bit, especially during school vacations. And now we have the Christmas holiday, which isn't that far off. Do you have anything special planned for the holiday season?
We do. We have a few things that are coming up, and especially geared towards some children 16 and under for that age range. We have something called the Open Series Jam, for example, to introduce skiers and riders to competition. And we thought it would be a good way to get them experience and find out what it is and what it's going to need, what it will take for them to get through the competition.
It sounds like a lot of fun. Talk about some of the newer attractions this season at Loon.
Well, obviously the highlight is the new high-speed quad in the North Peak. So that'll be up and running about December 11th, and there's going to be a big kickoff celebration December 26th. With a Bourbon Street brunch, Jazz Fest, the whole bit. So we expect a huge turnout for that. And you know, it's been long anticipated and everyone's really excited about it. And it'll also really enhance the atmosphere over there because at the base of the North Peak Quad, you have Camp 3, which is kind of the place to be if you're on the slopes and everybody will want to be around there. And if you missed out on Camp 3, you kind of missed the day, so to speak. So they've expanded the deck around there. And you know, so you don't have to come all the way back to the bottom of the mountain. People want to, you know, they want to experience that full mountain activity that you can get, throughout the day. That's the place to go.
The place to be, the place to be seen. That's the spot right there. Well, Tim, we thank you for joining us. You know, Tim Lund has a lot of responsibilities here as the Public Relations Director because there really is so much to do at Loon, and he's keeping you abreast of just all of that, and I can tell you love your job.
Oh, I love it.
Tell you somebody who loves winter. That's Herb Stevens, our skiing weatherman, and he'll be back next with our New England Ski Report.
Don't go away. Muskie TV will be right back.
I'm here to tell you about the most exciting adventure to come to ski country in years. Loon Mountain, New Hampshire, with its unparalleled snowmaking and ski terrain, has teamed up with the finest hospitality vacation group in the Northeast, In Season Resorts, to bring you a limited second home vacation opportunity of a lifetime. Imagine a second home in the mountains, made affordable by the most unique ownership plan ever devised. Loon Mountain is embarking upon a fantastic expansion plan, ensuring its position as New England's finest ski destination, and we are offering you a chance to be part of it. To preview this offer, be our guest for 2 nights, breakfast, dinner, and we'll throw in 2 free lift tickets, all for $99. How can you be so lucky? So come on up. Get out from your desk, leave your classroom, bolt from your job, and come on up. This is a one-time limited opportunity that won't come again. Loon Mountain, In-Season Resorts, and you. See you slopeside.
They erase it again.
Yes, stop me.
'Twas the night before Christmas. Bob was checking his list, but he was short on cash for some of his gifts. Time was passing. Christmas soon would be here. Thank goodness Auto and Payday Loans was near. A pay stub, checking account, or car title's all you need to make this a happy holiday indeed. With cash in his pocket and a smile on his face, Bob could spread Christmas joy all over the place. The gifts were so great, his family yelled,
Wow!
New England Auto and Payday Loans.
We make it happen now.
You love his weather reports. You love his unusual style. Now check this out. The Al Caprillion T-shirt. This shirt is 100% cotton and is sure to be a fashion statement wherever you go. So if you want to display your love for New England's favorite weatherman, here's your chance.
And everyone will know you love a great weather report.
The Weather with Al T-shirt. Just $10 each plus $2 shipping. Send check or money order to WNDS, TV 50 Place, Derry, New Hampshire, 03038.
Nationwide ladder and equipment. Come on, don't look at me like that. Hey, I know where you live, man. You need a couple ladders. Yeah, you too, buddy. You're number 1 too. Yeah, I like that. Come on in today, but you, let's go. Get in here. Hey, where you going? Come. Hey, Nation. Hey, what's up? Enough! What's the problem?
Huh? At Nationwide Ladder, there's no hassle or pushy salespeople. Our products speak for themselves. They range from extension and step ladders, planks, scaffolding, and safety equipment, as well as truck and van equipment. We are your place to one-stop shop. So come on down to one of our 3 locations in New England and visit our showroom worry-free.
Thanks. We got ladders in here. We got scaffolding. There's safety equipment. You are the worst. What? Right? What? Hey, man, you gotta let me down from here.
April 30. A summit team comprised of Chauvin, Ritchie, Rugo, and Wilcox arrives at Camp 3. The team enjoys some of the finest weather of the expedition to date. If it holds, they could make it to the top in a matter of days, clearing the way for even another summit attempt.
Camp 2 with Mark Chauvin.
3.
Panting. Oh, Camp 3, right.
Give me a break.
Huh?
Give me a break. At least it's Camp 3 before I crop out.
You got the tent set up on a narrow little edge. You fall off, you go all the way down the face. Back to Camp 2.
May 1. The first summit team arrives at Camp 4. As if on cue, they are presented with the first major difficulties of the expedition. The jet stream is clearly visible on the flanks of Everest above Camp 4. The icy gale force winds are enough to ruin any climber's day. A summit attempt today is out of the question.
What's the altitude here?
About 26,000. And we can't survive up here too long without it still have enough energy to make a reasonable attempt at the summit. So
I began to get quite concerned, you know. This is the classic scenario for how people die up at high altitude. They wait too long, they get strung out, they get more and more tired and exhausted, and then, you know, someone becomes so weak that they can't get themselves down. And forget about rescuing someone up there. I mean, it's hard enough just to get your own body off, try and drag or pull another human beings out of the question. So, you know, what aid you can give your fellow climber up there is limited.
May 2, Camp 4. Making the best of the bad weather, the New England team searches amidst the dozens of oxygen canisters left behind by previous expeditions for those that still have oxygen. During their search, they come across the frozen body of a Sherpa from a 1990 expedition. The man had summited, but couldn't make it down to safety. He died in his tent, which has since blown away.
This is a gas mask. When we got here yesterday afternoon, I was coughing so hard, I had to stick my head out the door. I almost barfed. Barfed a little, actually. Plug this in. A minute later, feel great. This particular bottle, Mark Chauvin took away from a dead body this morning that he found outside the tent. I'd say outside the tent there's probably 200 or 300 of these scattered around.
Only one dead body, though.
Only one dead body.
When the weather finally shows a sign of clearing, the team makes a quick descent to safety.
We had to wait, I think, 4 days. And just, Although the wind was not too bad at Camp 2, you could hear it up on the mountain like a freight train, just whistling off the top. So we waited, and every morning I would get up at midnight and listen for the wind, and if the wind was howling, then I'd just say, not today, and we'd sit another day out. And that's another tough thing about climbing big mountains, is you really got to be ready to wait. You got to be patient. If you're not patient, forget it. You're not gonna make it, because a lot of time spent on big mountains is spent sitting around waiting.
May 13. No sign of the jet stream. 7 climbers leave for Camp 4. 4 of them, Ritchie, Laforet, Rugo, and Wilcox, arrive safely. 10 p.m., May 13. With 4 in position for a bid from Camp 4, 2 climbers, Laforet and Rugo, decide to leave at midnight for the summit. Ritchie and Wilcox feel that a day of rest is necessary.
Camp 2, this is Camp 4 at
Midnight. The team radios base camp and the camps in between to check on the safety of the climbers. It's discovered that Gary Scott is unaccounted for. He was last seen by Wilcox on the Geneva Spur at about 25,000 feet. He is thought to have turned back to Camp 3. With Scott unaccounted for, there is concern he might not survive a bivouac overnight.
We're going to have to initiate a rescue at this time.
A search is initiated. 3 climbers from Camp 4, Sinclair from Camp 3, and Chauvin from Camp 2 will search for Scott, while Wilcox stays behind to keep the stoves going at Camp 4. An hour later, Scott is found, sitting motionless on a rock above the Geneva Spur, suffering oxygen deprivation. He's given oxygen, brought back to Camp 4, and resuscitated with more oxygen, tea, and food. May 14, pre-dawn. Despite his ordeal of the night before, Gary Scott concedes that the best decision is to retreat on his own power. Sacrificing his own chances, Scott paves the way for the others at Camp 4 to go on to the summit.
The 4 summit climbers, Barry Rugo, Mark Ritchie, Yves LaForest, and myself, spent the 14th melting ice for hot drinks, sleeping using the oxygen bottles that we had found around the campsite, and studying the triangular face that would have to be climbed to reach the South Ridge, all in the dark. I knew that we must reach the summit and return to Camp 4 in 13 hours. That's how long one of our large orange oxygen bottles lasted at 2 liters per minute. This is the normal flow for climbing at this altitude. We planned to leave Camp 4 at midnight on May 15th. This night departure was to avoid the 30 to 40 mile-an-hour winds created by the sun's thermal warming of the Earth. These winds with clouds usually arrive by noon, even on the most perfect of summit days.
Don't go away. Muskie TV will be right back.
If you're looking for a low-mileage, late-model, dependable car, don't miss the WNDS Auto Classifieds Auto Block every Saturday and Sunday from 8:30 a.m. to 12 noon. Each week, you'll have a front-row seat for the best car deals from the best car dealers in New England. Many offer in-house financing and some of the lowest interest rates around. That's the WNDS Auto Classifieds Auto Block every Saturday and Sunday from 8:30 a.m. to 12 noon, right here on WNDS.
Slowly but surely, Old Man Winter is descending upon the east, as this midweek snow at Stowe, Vermont clearly shows. Now, Stowe is in the midst of an amazing makeover. They've added a quad chair and a beginner's triple over at Classic Spruce, and they've beefed up the snowmaking at Spruce Peak by 40%. So now you can count on dependable snow on all 3 of Stowe's mountain peaks. The pace of snowmaking will pick up this weekend throughout New England, and midweek snow at Sugarloaf and Sunday River certainly came in handy. Saddleback's looking good for their opening day. Shawnee Peak will host a snowmobile snowcross this weekend. Lost Valley and Cranmore will be cranking out the crystals. Wildcat and Attitash will turn their lifts on Saturday. Bretton Woods has top-to-bottom skiing and riding. Now, if you bring 3 canned goods to Attitash on Saturday, you can ski for $20. Cannon Mountain's planning on opening Saturday. Loon and Waterville should be able to open more terrain this weekend. Mount Sunapee will open either Saturday or Sunday. Call ahead to check. Crotched Mountain opens Friday next weekend for Ragged Mountain. Hats Peak, Dartmouth Skiway, and Tenny Mountain should all open in the next week or so. It was a snowy week to the north. Great news at the Balsams Wilderness, Sugarbush, and Smuggler's Notch. Winter certainly has settled in at Jay Peak. Ascutney will open very soon, and Killington's managed to cover 15 miles of terrain. The mountains of the Northeast should see at least some light snow this weekend. I'm Herb Stevens, a skiing weatherman. I'll see you next week from Windham Mountain, New York.
Don't go away. Muskie TV will be right back.
Attention cell phone users, you're exposed to dangerous microwave radiation every time you use your cell phone, and the main source of radiation is the antenna. Scientific research has shown that radiation can cause health hazards such as eye cancer, memory loss, brain tumors, dangerous to pregnancy, and more. Protect yourself with CelluSafe Radiation Shield. CelluSafe's exclusive patent-pending shield slides easily over the external antenna to deflect dangerous emissions away from head, neck, and body. In laboratory tests conducted at the University of Utah, CelluSafe was tested and certified to reduce radiation absorption up to 96.4% without affecting cell phone reception. Here's an example of emissions without CelluSafe and with CelluSafe. Don't use your cell phone without it. For only $19.95 plus $5.95 shipping and handling, you can buy peace of mind and protect yourself and your loved ones. Buy 2 or more and get free shipping. Have your credit card ready and call 1-800-625-0032 now.
Barry Manilow scores songs from Copacabana and Harmony. 14 new songs. Includes the newly recorded Copacabana 2005. Every single day.
Every single day from now.
Sweet Heaven.
Sweet heaven, I'm in love again.
Order now and receive a free copy of the previously unreleased exclusive dance remixes of Copacabana. Scores songs from Copacabana and Harmony, the next generation of Manilow's greatest hits. To order Scores for $18.98 plus $4.95 shipping and handling, call the number on your screen now. Rush delivery available.
Go Wild. Wildcat Mountain's new Wild Card. One person skis and rides any 3 days throughout the season for less than $37 per day. Present your Wild Card at the guest service desk to receive your ticket, and then go wild. What's wilder? Each ticket can be upgraded for consecutive days of skiing for only $25 per day. The new Wildcat Wild Card is on sale for a limited time only, so buy yours now. Visit skiwildcat.com or call 1-888-SKI-WILD. Your ticket to Wildcat Mountain in Pinkham Notch, New Hampshire.
It's that time.
Celebrate the holidays with the Frank Sinatra Christmas Collection.
Falls in love. Every song you hear seems to say Merry Christmas. You better watch out. You better not cry.
Finally, all your favorite Sinatra holiday classics are here, including the greatest Christmas song of all time.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. With every Christmas card I write, icicles form. Got my love to keep me warm.
It's the perfect holiday album to own and a joy to give with the Frank Sinatra Christmas Collection, including 4 tracks never before on CD for just $18.98 plus $4.95 shipping and handling. Call now and get this free CD opener with your paid order.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas.
For the first time ever on CD, Sinatra's very last Christmas vocal recording, a moving performance of Silent Night.
Silent Night. holy night. And so we're offering this simple phrase
to order the Frank Sinatra Christmas collection, go to sinatrasongs.com or call the number on your screen. Only $18.98 plus shipping and handling. Call now and have yourself a Merry Christmas. Rush delivery available.
Merry Christmas to you.
May 15. After a day of rest, the weather is calm, and the jet stream nowhere to be seen. Wilcox, Rugo, Ritchie, and LaForêt leave for the summit unroped, a practice which is often questioned outside the climbing community.
We did not rope ourselves to each other. Normally the rope represents strength and safety, but it's only strong and safety when somebody on the other end is anchored properly or has the strength to hold the other person in event of a fall. All as the rope does on summit day, unless you take the time to anchor it properly, which we were not willing to do in the best interest of safety, is if one person falls off, he'll drag his buddy off and die. So you lose two people instead of just one with somebody making a mistake. So we figured that, well, if we fall off, we'll kill ourselves, but we won't kill our buddy. Leaving the tents at midnight, I knew we had to climb the triangular face and reach the South Ridge proper by 5 a.m. in the morning. This would put us halfway to the summit at 27,500 feet. At 5 a.m., I took this photo, and we were right on schedule. With Yves LaForest out in front, we headed for the South Summit. I allowed 2 hours for this section of the climb, and again we reached our goal ahead of schedule. From the South Summit at 28,700 feet, we lift up the last 300 feet of our climb. But what a finish to our climb. The summit is less than a quarter of a mile from us and only 300 feet to climb. But what a quarter of a mile. Now we have to traverse on an icy knife-edge ridge, which leads us to the famous Hillary Step. 40 feet of rock climbing, and then its easy summit snowfield ridge leads to the top of the world. We would have 2 hours to complete this final section of our climb. We were climbing as two groups now, Yves and Mark, 1 hour ahead of Barry and myself.
8:30 a.m. Ritchie and LaForêt reach the summit. They contact base camp.
You can see that it looks the same as here.
Base camp. There he is. This is the summit phase.
Mark, this is great. I love you. Congratulations. How are you?
I couldn't be better. I'm sitting on top of the world. It's an awesome view. It's Yves LaForest and I right now. There's hardly a breath of wind. It's warm. We can see every mountain around. It's incredible. Over.
When we arrived to the top, Yves and I, near the top, at times we both would go ahead of each other, but near the top we slowed down and went together. Neither one of us wanted to be ahead of the other. And we arrived on top and embraced each other and looked around to a completely cloudless sky, and the Himalayas stretching all below us in every direction. And we spent over an hour on there just taking pictures and looking down. Incredible. It was so still, you could have lit a match up there.
9:30. Wilcox, only minutes below the summit, passes Ritchie and LaForêt on their descent to Camp 4. He takes a picture and reaches the summit 15 minutes later. Rugo meets Wilcox on the summit at 10 o'clock.
Rick and I just got here about 5 minutes ago, and you would not believe the day we have. Over!
Yeah, way to go, guys.
Oh, we're so happy. All that work, all the support from you guys, it's all come to a big success. We're really, really happy. I'm going to give you to Rick. Stand by. Over.
I don't know how I got up here, but I did it.
If the 19th century philosopher was correct in defining the search for meaning as a sickness, then the team may have found some relief in their successful quest to reach the top of the world. But now that they have seen a brief glimpse of the summit, the fever will surely return, and the mountains will call them again. For at least a few of these men, the answer to the search is as clear in the pursuit as it is on the summit itself.
Ted Panos, truly getting into this whole winter sports effect on the Skidoo. You know, the first time I had the chance to ride a Skidoo, I just moved to New Hampshire. I was about 10 years old, and it was an absolute blast. It's really my idea of winter sports, having fun and going fast.
Yeah, what kid doesn't like to ride a snowmobile? And when you're up here in Lincoln, you can take one of these babies out and tour multiple locations. We're joined now by Alan Gilbo, Director of Operations here at Alpine Adventures. Alan, how long have you guys been in business?
Well, we're going into our 8th season up here with the snowmobile tours and rentals.
And what exactly can you do? Where can you take one of these babies and have some fun?
Well, up here, primarily, we ride through Franconia Notch State Park, which is really one of the most beautiful and scenic trails in the area. But there's lots of trails throughout New Hampshire. There's actually more miles of trails than there are roads in New Hampshire. Main thing is you want to stay on those marked trails, though, and not go on private property.
And how long of a tour is that? That sounds like it'd take a while to complete.
It's not too bad. Like you were saying, these things do go pretty quick. You let the engine do the work, and we can cover upwards of 30 miles on our 2-hour tour.
Well, it sounds like once you get out there, it might get a little scary, but is this actually something you can take the family on, young kids as well as grown-ups?
Yeah, it's great for families. It's a very safe sport as long as you're careful, like any sport. As you can see, the snowmobile here is a 2-passenger snowmobile. Great for kids to ride on the back. They have a blast. You do have to be 16 with a valid driver's license to drive the machines with us, but it's great for families.
All right, I'm looking around at some of the clothing that goes with it. What's the most important thing when you buy some clothing for snowmobiling?
Well, the most important thing would be safety. You can see this jacket here, very similar to a ski jacket. Main thing you want to watch for with snowmobiling is wind protection. You can get up going pretty fast on these things. Some of these will go in excess of 100 miles an hour, so you want to keep that wind out. That's really where the snowmobile gear has tried to excel, is in the wind block. They'll also have some pads in the elbows and things if you're doing kind of snow cross, that type of extreme riding. And then also the helmet, probably the most important piece of safety equipment. Very similar to a motorcycle helmet. Couple differences with the snowmobile is it's insulated, keep you warm obviously, and it has a double face shield here, which keeps it from fogging up in the cold weather.
All right, I noticed as we were coming in, some funky looking vehicles out in the parking lot. What are those for?
Those are the new trips that we started this year. We started this summer running our summer safari off-road tours, and those are both 1973 Pinzgauer. They're old Swiss military vehicles, and they're great.
I bet they're really popular with the kids, huh?
They are extremely popular. As I said, we started this summer, and our summer was great, and we're going to be continuing that through to the winter season, actually. We'll be running some really neat trips this winter.
All right, Alan, thanks for taking the time. Still plenty more to come on Muskie TV. Next up, the Mountaintop Series, and this time, we do a little traveling.
This is the Mountaintop Ski and Snowboard Series. Join us now as we explore one episode in the winter series as enticing as a day on the slopes. This episode is titled Medley Travels On, where we'll continue our journeys to some of the finest snow riding resorts in North America. We'll begin this 2-part adventure by traveling first to Snowmass, Colorado for the 18th Annual Department of Veterans Affairs Winter Sports Clinic. Secondly, experience an untracked sensation like no other in the Selkirk and Monashee Mountains of Revelstoke, British Columbia. Heli-skiing at Selkirk Tangiers. This episode of the Mountaintop Ski and Snowboard Series is brought to you by Jeep. Only in a Jeep. Vibram, the world's best soles for the world's finest footwear. Aspen Snowmass, the difference is night and day. And Selkirk Tangiers Heli-skiing.
Don't go away. Muskie TV will be right back.
The latest rage in mattresses is Miracle Foam.
Have no fear, Bob-O-Pedic is here.
This brand name Tempur-Pedic sells for around $1,700.
Mine is only $9.99. Notice that mine is a lot thicker.
In this case, size does matter.
Want a brand name Tempur-Pedic as thick as mine? It will cost you around $2,100. Why? My Bob-O-Pedic is not $2,100, not $1,700, but only $9.99. It's a no-brainer.
Hey guys, what you got there? Chicken selects. Grilled chicken. Chicken. I didn't know there was a chicken place around here. McDonald's. You named the chicken place McDonald's? Wait a minute, can they do that? They can get sued.
McDonald's chicken, so tasty, it's almost a crime. Stop in soon for a free coupon book with any purchase.
I'm here to tell you about the most exciting adventure to come to ski country.
Miracles on the Mountain, hosted by the Department of Veterans Affairs and the Disabled American Veterans. For one special week each spring, Snowmass and Aspen, located in the heart of the Colorado Rocky Mountains, is where the National Disabled Veterans Winter Sports Clinic is held. A week of events, activities, workshops, and training programs designed to inspire hope and to celebrate America's disabled veterans. Hosted by one of the premier ski resorts in the U.S., the Winter Sports Clinic provides challenges, both physical and psychological, where miracles on the mountain really do happen. The Sports Clinic enables participants to develop the skills and attitudes necessary to overcome their disabilities. The results are seen in camaraderie, high spirits, and the belief that personal setbacks are only temporary. The clinic is a place where personal triumphs can happen every day. Military service takes a toll that is paid first and foremost by our veterans and their families. The injured and the wounded, whether they are combat casualties or suffer an accident after being discharged, must adjust to new limitations, returning to a life that seems anything but normal. The National Disabled Veterans Winter Sports Clinic is a time for veterans to meet members of the community and fellow vets who have a lot to share with one another in life experiences and especially in support. A warm reception is important, especially for first-time participants for whom the experience can be a little frightening, but also challenging and rewarding. Joey Avalon, 3rd Marine Expeditionary Force.
I was part of a trap and rescue team. We flew on CH-53 helicopters. One day, one of my Marines fell into the ocean, and I dove in after him and hit a coral reef, and I broke my nose and my 2nd, 3rd, and 4th vertebrae in my neck. My main motivation for coming out here is to inspire other people and to motivate others, especially like newly injured people, to better themselves and to aim higher. I don't really consider myself disabled. I still do anything I want to do. I still go anywhere I want to go. I still meet anybody I want to meet. And I still have as much fun as I want to do.
Sergeant Charles Bartles, Army Reservist, 418th Civil Affairs Battalion, Iraq.
I was injured 5 months ago. It was October 23rd, 2003, in Baku, Iraq. And I've been transferred to the Walter Reed Hospital in Washington, D.C., where I'm currently undergoing rehab. This is my first time attending the clinic, and initially I came out just to bond with the other guys at the hospital that I'm with, and there's maybe, I suppose, 10 or 15 of us here. And, you know, I see them every day in therapy. It's really nice to see them on more of a social setting, a little more relaxed atmosphere. But I've also got a chance to meet a lot of the other veterans from the other, you know, past conflicts. It's been kind of a neat deal to meet them, talk about their experiences. Skiing for me is definitely a new deal. I never even skied before the injury, so coming here and learn how to ski after with an amputation. It's been kind of an experience, and it's been something I've definitely been working with.
Lisa Bard, U.S. Air Force National Guard, U.S. Air Force Reserves.
Within about 2 years of my service, I received a cervical spine injury, C345, and pushed a couple discs into the anterior margin of my spinal cord, which has left me with some problems that did not paralyze me.
Although she has been very active in wheelchair sports for several years, Lisa Bard is a first-time scuba diver.
This is my first time at the Winter Sports Clinic. I've been wanting to come for a couple of years, and this is really the first year I think got the guts up to come and try everything. And everything I'm doing here is something that I really wanted to try or get back to. I used to ski as a teenager, but never dreamt of trying something out here in the mountains, and definitely never thought of trying it without using my legs.
Walter Johnson, Vietnam veteran, served in the U.S. Air Force. During his second tour, he became visually impaired.
Yeah, this is my ninth year, and it's actually the high point of each year that I participated. It's given me a sense of independence that I didn't have before, and I wouldn't have without participating in this program. It's great. I would suggest that any disabled veteran that's able to make this program a part of their life, I would suggest they do so. Because, I mean, it is definitely a life-changing experience.
For me, it's just great to be able to watch Walter go out and ski. Just a minute ago, he was skiing independently. We had a nice, big, open field, and I said, Walter, make your own turns wherever you want to go. Mm-hmm. And he just went out and made some awesome turns. That was great.
That was great. I really enjoyed that. And I have to give praise to the instructors here, like Sherry here. It makes me feel safe. When I'm skiing down the hill, that's all I see is Sherry. I mean, I have to depend on her staying close enough. She knows how far I can see, which is about from 8 to 10 feet at the most. And she stays at that point, and she makes the turns, and she lets me know. We have a code word, and so just in case I get into trouble, she'll yell out the code word, and I'll have to hit the ground. But I couldn't do it without her, that's for sure.
Self-reliance, however, is key to the climbing wall, where Walter Johnson reaches for the top. David Vadana, U.S. Marine Corps, Iraq. David Vadana is recovering from a serious head injury. This is his first visit to the Winter Sports Clinic. Like a stroke victim, David must retrain his body in coordination and endurance. At 8,000 feet in the Rockies, this is a test of his stamina. After rock climbing at the clinic, David will also be introduced to scuba diving and snowboarding.
I joined the Marine Corps Reserves freshman year of college, and then we just did the reserve thing for about 5 years. My reserve unit was called on active duty after September 11th, and then we were on active duty for a year. We were going to come off of active duty in February of 2003, but then that's when we got sent to Iraq. My second day in Baghdad, and my company was we were patrolling through Baghdad, and we started taking RPG fire down the street, further down the street from where both of the squads were. I was talking to the company commander because I was on the radio getting orders from a battalion. I just saw my eyes closed and my head move forward. I was shot in the head. It entered through my right parietal and occipital lobes. And then the corpsman came over and took my pulse, and he said I was dead. And they radioed me in dead. It took 12 hours for a neurosurgeon to see me. Corpsman or somebody went over and checked my body because they really thought I was dead. And they're like, oh, wait, I think this guy has a pulse. And then Dr. Gupta went over and said, I think I can do something for him, and he did.
My name is Private First Class Tristan Wyatt. I'm 21, 3rd Armored Cavalry, 43rd Command Engineers.
Sergeant Eric Castro from Santa Ana, California, also from 3rd ACR, an engineer.
My name is Sergeant Mike Minan. I was in the 43rd Combat Engineer Company at the 3rd ACR.
There we were in, outside, we were in Iraq, outside Chaldea.
And Fallujah.
Fallujah. We're working all that area, the Sunni Triangle. Yeah. And we were doing a route recon that morning, just make sure our supply lines come in and all that.
We were in the lead track, and I turned around, and I saw at least 3-4 rockets shooting across the road. And
you couldn't really tell where they were coming from. Rockets were flying from every direction. They shot what's called a light anti-tank weapon. It went through the ramp of our vehicle. And it took my leg off, and then right next to me, Sergeant Coffey, went through his hip and hit Sergeant Mine, and he was up on the 50 cal.
We were laying in the bottom of the track just
Yeah, I was like, what happened?
You know, I looked at Eric and he looked at me, and you know, I mean, I'm sure all of our eyes are just big as, you know, dishes and stuff.
When I was sitting in bed, I was like, man, my life is over. 24, I'm done.
Yeah.
Then I see some of these guys are blind, they're skiing, and it's like other guys missing a leg, 2 legs. They're doing whatever they want to do, like skiing down the hill, going all fast. It's an inspiration.
Don't go away. Muskie TV will be right back.
The Balsams in the Great North Woods. High in the White Mountains, this National Historic Site offers hassle-free alpine skiing and snowboarding on 16 trails and 5 graded areas. 95 kilometers of cross-country skiing, snowshoeing and snowmobile trails, and ice skating too. Delightful accommodations, award-winning cuisine, après-ski, and evening entertainment, all included in the Balsams American Plan rate. Caring service that's known to spoil skiers. Discover the value of a Balsams vacation. Ask about the Balsams Sunday Night Special.
Following is an urgent message for all inventors. Who cashed in on your last great idea? Do you have another invention? Do you need a patent? Then you need InventTech.
Everyone laughed at my pot that cooked and drained pasta. If I had the patent, I'd be rich.
Snap your fingers, turn on a light. That was my idea, but I never thought to get a patent.
Call InventTech now for a free inventor's kit and get our free video or DVD with your confidential submission. Call 1-800-417-9494.
The U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs started the National Disabled Veterans Winter Sports Clinic in 1987, when one recreation therapist named Sandy Trombetta thought it might be a good way to help disabled veterans cope with their disabilities. The program saw immediate success and has grown from a small gathering to nationwide participation that brings together hundreds of veterans each year.
It was over 20 years ago when I was working with one veteran who was really having some problems in his own rehab. Wintertime was coming on and we really were running out of things to do. And so I heard an advertisement about if you want to learn about adaptive skiing or if you were disabled and wanted to learn how, to come up to a special program they were having at this particular ski area in Grand Junction, Colorado. Well, I called this veteran and told him about, let's go skiing, and his response to me was, I can't even walk, how am I going to ski? I said, don't worry about it, we have a lot of good adaptive equipment, we'll go on up there, we'll have a blast that day. And we truly went up there on a lark, thinking it was going to be a lot of fun. But it literally took 5 of us to help him to ski, and he would ski a foot and fall down, ski a foot and fall down. And I became very concerned about him being injured and his well-being. And I looked at him and said, Joe, I said, look, we need to stop. I'm afraid you're going to get injured here. And he looked at me with a real hard intensity in his eyes, and he just looked at me and said, you know what? I don't care. I can do this. And at that moment, it dawned on me that it really wasn't about skiing. It was about someone who suffered a physical disability, who was trying to regain themselves, find themselves, to use challenging programs to say to themselves that they are whole again and they can go on. And so from that moment on, it dawned on me that if it can help that veteran, it can help so many old veterans as well. But then it also dawned on me that not only could it help those people, but for future generations of vets who would come. And sure enough, today, you talk about a prophetic statement, because this year we have 23 new veterans who were injured in Iraq, and they're out here digging the hill and having just a great, great time. So that was the inspiration, thinking about the vets and what a better life for them could be later on through skiing.
Participants in the Winter Sports Clinic range in age from under 21 to over 80 and share the excitement and beauty of the mountains while supporting each other in their achievements. All of this is made possible by the Department of Veterans Affairs and the Disabled American Veterans, a veteran service organization that has helped VA co-sponsor the event since 1991.
It is critically important that they come to a program like this. It's a rehabilitative event that opens up doors that they thought had been closed for their lives, for the rest of their lives. And they come away exhilarated with a renewed sense of belonging and being able to do things that they thought they would never do again.
These young men and women, their lives have been changed in an instant. They've all of a sudden gone from a very robust, vigorous lifestyle and very physically fit to one where their disabilities are incapacitating for life to various degrees. Not only do they get they get quality medical care and quality rehabilitative care, and they learn how to overcome and cope with their disabilities through a medical program, But coming out here to Colorado is different. It also gives them a sense of freedom, of not only self-independence, but they can do something on their own because they're surrounded by similarly situated veterans who have been through the same life-changing event, and they see that they're not all by themselves. They're not the only ones in this situation. That in itself is a confidence booster, and when they leave here after a week, they go back home knowing that this isn't so bad. There's somebody worse off than me. I can do what I have to do to get on with my life.
The value of the Winter Sports Clinic means more than occupying disabled veterans in a fun and challenging activity. The diverse offerings of the program provide a number of therapeutic components that help veterans in their recoveries, sometimes long after their injuries.
Teresa and I both have backgrounds in recreation therapy.
As recreation therapists, we've offered a variety of recreational therapy within our VA, and it's available at all VAs across the country. This is a continuation of that therapy that's available to these veterans to attend the Winter Sports Clinic and get involved and then go back to their VAs and also enroll in recreation therapy at their local site.
The Winter Sports Clinic culminates with a final challenge where participants show off what they've accomplished and sometimes demonstrate where more instruction may be needed. Team spirit is high as participants enjoy race day for one last run down the slopes or at the cross-country course. These veterans and hundreds of others will take these memories home with them. Memories that may be critical in the coming years when personal challenges make them dig deep to overcome their disabilities with help from family, friends, VA therapists, and veterans organizations like the DAV. Thanks to the Winter Sports Clinic, the support of friends, new and old, and the knowledge that life is worth living even in the face of daunting challenges, veterans past, present, and future will find renewed hope and meaning. For first-time participant Lisa Bard, the clinic presents an opportunity to overcome lifelong challenges with confidence and self-assurance.
The other things I'm trying this week are all pretty monumental for me. The rock climbing I did this morning was just incredible. I had made it with all my cheering people behind me, maybe about 2.5 feet away from the bell at the top, and wasn't sure I could totally make it up there, and just had to kind of dig deep and find the heart and soul to do it. It was just a fantastic achievement.
Participants take with them the rich memories from a remarkable experience that has truly changed many of their lives. Because of the Winter Sports Clinic, veterans with disabilities are no longer overwhelmed by life's daily challenges. After all, if they can tackle this mountain, just think of what they can do back home.
When I come up here to Snowmass, to the Winter Sports Clinic, it really is the miracle on the mountain. I've seen my own patients and people from around the country who are transformed by the experience they have here in this national rehabilitation event.
The National Disabled Veterans Winter Sports Clinic is a breakthrough experience for many vets who thought their active lives were over, that they could never be this athletic again or enjoy the pleasures of the great outdoors. Once they have participated in the Winter Sports Clinic, their eyes are open to new adventures and lasting friendships. Most important, their hearts are open to a new appreciation for life.
Don't go away. Muskie TV will be right back.
I'm here to tell you about the most exciting adventure to come to ski country in years. Loon Mountain, New Hampshire, with its unparalleled snowmaking and ski terrain, has teamed up with the finest hospitality vacation group in the Northeast, In Season Resorts, to bring you a limited second home vacation opportunity of a lifetime. Imagine a second home in the mountains, made affordable by the most unique ownership plan ever devised. Loon Mountain is embarking upon a fantastic expansion plan, ensuring its position as New England's finest ski destination, and we are offering you a chance to be part of it. To preview this offer, be our guest for 2 nights, breakfast, dinner, and we'll throw in 2 free lift tickets, all for $99. How can you be so lucky? So come on up. Get out from your desk, leave your classroom, bolt from your job, and come on up. This is a one-time limited opportunity that won't come again. Loon Mountain, in-season resorts, and you. See you Slopeside.
It's like an endless wave. The mountain just never, ever ends.
It's magical. As you look around, it's just powder everywhere.
Your blood's pumping, your heart's going, and you're just laying back, big heel side cars, front side cars. It's just, your heart's just racing the whole time.
Selkirk Tangiers, located in Revelstoke, British Columbia, is the mecca of heli skiing. With over 2,000 centimeters of snow each year, it's no wonder 80% of the guests return for another visit. Operating in 2 major mountain ranges, the Selkirks and the Monachees, Selkirk Tangiers offers skiers reliable powder snow conditions and great terrain.
We had world-class skiing here, which we've been offering for over 20 years now.
A lot has changed over the years, but one thing has not: Peter's commitment to his guests and his staff.
A lot of them have been with us 5 years plus, a lot of them 10 years plus. There's a lot of expertise there, a lot of experience.
With that type of longevity, you can be assured your powder adventure with Selkirk Tangiers will be a safe and memorable one.
Well, of course, the guides are one of the most important aspects of our whole operation.
Selkirk's guides are certified by the Association of Canadian Mountain Guides or the International Federation of Mountain Guides.
As I said, safety number one.
Selkirk Tangiers boasts some of the most diverse terrain in the world. With over 200 major runs, you're bound to find that epic run of a lifetime.
This is a dream come true. This is what you work so hard for, just be able to get fresh tracks everywhere.
It's a neat experience when that bird flies away and there's just not a single sound out there but you and your buddies, and looking down at 4,000 vertical feet.
They really know how to take care of you. They treat you like a king.
After a great day of riding through the powder, nothing beats a dip in the hot tub. Or sitting around the fire relaxing with friends. The newly constructed Hillcrest Resort Hotel offers the finest in accommodations with 75 rooms and deluxe suites. Special attention is paid to the amenities that will make your heli skiing adventure a wonderful experience.
With the world-class skiing, we are now able to offer, comparable rooms and accommodation, meals, and coziness, Gemütlichkeit, and that's why we built this place. We needed the lounge, we needed the fine dining room, jacuzzi on the deck like we have now. In fact, we were able to park our helicopter right outside the lodge, within easy walking distance.
Well, I love the feeling when you walk in. You just walk in the door and it feels warm and inviting, and then you walk into this room and you have the wood and the rock. It's all very natural, and then the windows that look out onto the valley with a spectacular view. It just has such a nice feeling about it.
It's like a dream come true for us.
Whether you're an avid heli skier or a first-timer, Selkirk Tangiers will make your trip a memorable one. You'll be taken care of, from first-class food and lodging to epic ski runs on over 2,000 square miles of some of the best heli skiing terrain on the planet.
You can explain as much as you want. You can explain the scenery, the skiing, the snow, but you have to do it. You have to live it.
Steep, powder, 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 more powder.
It was great, man. You don't get any better than heli skiing.
Having a great day. Selkirk Tangiers, the greatest experience ever. Woo!
Hey, Michael, I've known you 5 years. You never told me you could play this thing.
Well, Ted, there's a lot of things I keep private to myself.
Yeah, well, maybe you should, but here's something everybody needs to know about. The in-season resort here on South Mountain, they have their ski and stay packages, as we discussed, $99, ski, stay 2 nights, not just 1, and you can eat breakfast and dinner. My favorite part.
Outstanding accommodations. I checked out a suite earlier. It has every creature comfort you can ask for, including a jacuzzi. It's just a perfect for a couple to get away for a weekend.
Yeah, and it's the perfect place to retire to after a day on the slopes. And as you're going to see soon, Dan Egan actually got me out on the slopes this time. But, you know, as crazy as he looks, and I was petrified of, you know, dropping me off a helicopter and having me ski, he actually started from the basics. He's a fantastic teacher. Taught me how to walk this week, and believe it or not, something as simple as that helps you learn how to ski.
Ted Panos walking on skis. Now, we're not sure yet if he will be a world-class skier, but what I think is Dan Egan has some magic in his poles, because Ted is more enthused about skiing than I've ever seen him in his entire life.
Yeah, if nothing else, I have the lingo and the clothes, and, you know, maybe, I don't know if there's a Greek Olympic team, but who knows, maybe next Winter Olympics I'll be skiing for Athens.
Yeah, the gold medal shredder for Greece right here. Well, I'll tell you what, pretty soon you're going to check me out doing the sports on WNDS News Now at 10. But first, I'm going to leave you with Amy Quigley. She has our snow news from New England and around the world. Enjoy her and enjoy the rest of Muskie TV on WNDS.
Hi, I'm Amy Mahoney with this week's snow news. With the Alpine racing season underway, New Hampshire's Bodie Miller is positioning himself for the overall World Cup Championship. This past weekend in Lake Louise, Canada, Miller won the downhill and the Super G, his first World Cup wins in both of these disciplines, making him the first American man to win World Cup races in all 5 events. And in case you're keeping track of Miller's wins this season, he's had 3 consecutive victories, starting with October's season opening win in the giant slalom. This week, the men are in Beaver Creek, Colorado for more World Cup action, and we'll have the results for you next Thursday. In women's racing, Aspen hosted the first U.S.-based World Cup event over the Thanksgiving weekend, where 2 slaloms and 1 giant slalom race was held. Although the U.S. saw no gold in any event, last Sunday, Christina Kosnick took a trip to the podium with a 3rd-place finish in the slalom. She also took the top U.S. honors in the GS with a 24th place finish and a 6th place finish in Saturday's slalom. Tomorrow begins a weekend of competition for the women in Lake Louise with 2 downhills and a Super G. In Finland last weekend, Mother Nature brought single-digit temperatures to ski fans, but the frigid air seemed to have little bearing on the Americans' performance in the jumping events. In the World Cup Nordic Combined Sprint, the U.S. team's Todd Lodwick finished 2nd, with his teammate Johnny Spillane, who is last year's Nordic Combined Sprint World Champion, coming in 5th. Lodwick also took a 3rd-place finish in the Nordic Combined. Also in Finland last weekend were the cross-country World Cup events. The U.S. team's top cross-country finisher was Andover, New Hampshire's Chris Freeman, finishing 24th in the 15K Classic race. For recreational skiing, it was a disappointing week here in New England. Initially, last weekend was to be the start of the season at most eastern resorts, but mild temperatures pushed opening day back until this coming weekend at many areas. If you're planning to get out there, New Hampshire's Bretton Woods Resort has about 10% of their terrain available with loose granular conditions. Waterville Valley and Loon are also open. And at Loon this Saturday, the Open Season Rail Series begins, costing $10 per person per event. It's a fun way to get a little competition in. Check out Loon's website for more information. If you're heading to Vermont, there are already 9 resorts reporting conditions. And Okemo Mountain has a deal to be had this Sunday. Skiers and riders have a choice of giving either a new child's toy, an item of new clothing, or a small bag of food with a minimum of 5 non-perishable items. With the donation, you'll receive a full-day lift ticket for only $35. And we've got one more positive note in terms of New England skiing. In the coming days, colder temperatures are expected to head our way, allowing resorts to pump out the white stuff this weekend. And there's always an early season Rocky Mountain ski trip. Resorts in Utah and Colorado have gotten several feet of new snow over the past week. In fact, Colorado's Crested Butte received about 50 inches last weekend alone. This covers some of the major on-snow news for the week. Until next time, we'll see you on the slopes.
Don't go away. Muskie TV will be right back. Do you want to drive or do you want to ski? Why spend all day in the car when you can spend all day on the slopes? Mount Sunapee is just 90 minutes from Boston and only 30 minutes from Concord, New Hampshire. Ski Magazine readers recently rated Mount Sunapee #1 in New Hampshire for snow quality, service, and accessibility. With 57 trails, 9 lifts, New Hampshire's hottest halfpipe, and some of New England's finest views, there really is no other choice. Check us out at MountSunapee.com, just off Interstate 89. Mount Sunapee, close to home.
Okemo Mountain Resort, Ludlow, Vermont. This place rocks. Okemo Mountain, Vermont has long been one of my favorite stops on the MSTV TV tour. Okemo is one of my favorite New England resorts. Why? The lift system is unbelievable. All new lifts. It moves people all around the hill, so you can enjoy the skiing and the downhill experience. It's easy for resorts to say, yeah, there's something for everyone. But here at Okemo, there really is something for everyone. The kids programs, the ski school, the park, the pipe, the terrain, the hits. Come on up to Okemo Mountain, Vermont. Don't miss it this winter. Look for me at Okemo this winter, and I'll be looking for you.
So if you're watching the show, you know that Ted Panos, WNDS sportscaster, is going to learn how to ski. I got them all dressed one day. Last week I got them the boots, the skis, and the bindings. Keep them attached, you know. And now it's time for Ted to step it up. Get on the snow. Enough of the talk. He's got to glide. He's got to turn. And eventually I think he will figure out how to stop. Watch this. Good luck!
Well, here we go, Ted. We're finally out of the store. We're on the snow. Are you ready to learn how to ski?
I guess so. Plus, if I back out now, you're going to take all this nice equipment away from me, aren't you?
We're going to take the function and the faction out.
All right. All systems go then. I want the clothes.
Well, we brought along an insurance policy for you today. Ed Martin here from Bretton Woods. He's an instructor here. Been here about, what, 7 years?
7 years teaching, yes, I have. Yep.
All right.
I've worked the area for about 30 years.
So you know the ins and outs of this?
Just a little bit. I skied 140 days last year and taught lessons every day.
So you think we can get our man Ted here skiing?
Oh, there's no question in my mind. Ted looks like he's an athletic kind of a person. One of the rules that we have is he's not allowed to fall down while we're doing this thing. So, but yes, we'll have him ski.
All right, Mr. Ed, listen, I've seen this Egan guy in action. He's a lunatic. Please keep him away from me. Let's do it nice and simple, huh?
Well, that's why I'm here, Ted. I'll be keeping an eye on you all the way down. I'll make sure nothing happens, and you won't have to keep up with him.
All right.
Ted, you can trust me. You know that.
Sure, yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, look at me. You can trust me, right? All right. Look, the first thing is we need to get you balanced, okay, so you can become powerful. So we start bending in the ankle and pressing your shin against the tongue of the boot, okay, flexing your knees, and just nice and get a little bit of a bounce going, okay? And we want to keep our feet under our hips, and I just get in a rhythm, because when I ski, I'm in a rhythm. I'm in a rhythm. I always say it's a rhythm romance I'm having with myself, you know what I mean? All right. And when you're ready, are you ready?
I'm ready.
We start getting loose in the hip.
Ah, kind of like dancing.
Yeah, you're
dancing. You were talking
about. He does. He's a loose man.
Easier than I thought.
I haven't hurt you yet. So, Ed, I think he's ready for step 2. What should we tell our man?
Okay, Ted, what we need to do now is flex and extend as we walk, just like you do every single day in your normal life. So we're just going to walk across the snow here, keeping our ankles flexing as we go.
And you know, Ted, what I always tell people is that when it comes to walking, you know, that was a natural instinct. We're balanced creatures. We've always been balanced. Skiing's the same way. And as long as we keep our feet under our hips, we can stay balanced. That's where we get the controllable acceleration. We like to start skiers off by walking because this teaches them balance. They get used to the boots. They flex their ankles. Ted's got his hands up, his eyes forward. He might figure this out. Ted, you are a fast learner. I think you're ready.
I'm a great walker, aren't I? Now the trick is to turn me into a skier, isn't it?
It is. You know, one of the beautiful things about skiing is gravity. Gravity, when we are letting gravity take over, it doesn't take any muscle or any strength, and things become in balance and they're easy to do. So I want you to feel the effects of gravity. It's pretty simple. You stand here, okay? You lean so far forward that you start to fall and then walk. That far forward. That's it. Perfect.
All right, well, damn it, that was simple enough. I thought I was actually going to get to put the skis on.
Ah, you're anxious. He's pushing us now. He really wants to get it. Well, the key is now, Ted, that you're balanced, you're flexing your ankle, you're bending your knee, your hands are up, your eyes are up, and your feet are under your hips. Ed, he might be ready for the skis.
Oh, I'm looking forward to see him on his skis next week. I think that'll be awesome.
All right, well, that's our ski lesson for this week. Tune in next week on Must Ski TV, and you might actually see me go down the hill.
Hello, I'm Kevin Corcoran, and this is your weekly terrain park report. This week, coming to you from Sunday River Resort in Bethel, Maine. And I'm here to check out the Zog Monster Super Pipe Cutter, which in my opinion creates the best super pipes around. This is Josh Lemper, Zog America East Coast rep and the Sunday River Terrain Park manager. Josh, what's so good about the Zog Monster?
What's so good about it is the elliptical shape. It's really good for the riders. It's less compression coming back into the half pipe. We've got the haspels on it, which can cut into all different types of snow and conditions, and then all the snow is brought down and into the snowblower and blown out of the pipe, which leaves a nice clean transition.
I recommend to anybody who likes to ride half pipe, check out a Zog Monster Cut Super Pipe. Where can we find them?
Right now there's about 13 resorts on the East Coast that have them. Some of the bigger mountains are, of course, Sunday River, Mount Snow, Killington, Stratton, Okemo, Mountain Creek, and a lot of smaller mountains have bought the smaller 13-foot model. So a lot of mountains have definitely made a huge commitment into their half-pipe areas.
Thanks, Josh.
You bet.
Now, let's talk about the 2004-2005 season. There are a lot of mountains planning on having awesome parks this year and a lot of great events planned. The first must-see event takes place on December 18th at Wachusett Mountain in Princetown, Mass. It's the East Coast Invitational Rail Jam. 30 of the best snowboard competitors on the East Coast will be competing for over $12,000 in prizes. I definitely recommend checking out this contest for the unbelievable rail tricks and the slopeside party that will be going down. Whatever you do, make sure you check out at least one contest this year. The East Coast is home to some of the best skiers, riders, and terrain parks in the world. Tune in every week for terrain park reports from all over the East Coast and for the latest on upcoming events. I'm Kevin Corcoran, and I'll see you in the terrain park.
Don't go away. Must Ski TV will be right back. Don't go away. Must Ski TV will be right back.
What's the key to being a ski bum? Well, you need to be young, dumb, and very, very flexible. It's worked for me for years. Up next on Ski Bumology, these kids are all three. Lucky for them.
Roller coaster
about me, secrets I have yet to share with you. Lusting, dangerous, test my limit, must be a hero. You try to scare me, push me under the dark disaster my way. Speeding as I'm crashing in your face. In the rush you feel me, move your soul. As I push you feel me, I'm bleeding as I'm laughing in your face. Feel the rush and feel me, move your soul. Don't you feel alive now? Don't you feel alive now? Don't you feel alive now? My way.
Hey, what's up, Roy?
Hey, what's up? How's the mountain today?
How was skiing?
Pretty sweet.
Cheyenne Reed treat you good?
Ah, little fondue.
Muskie TV, 2 hours long, not one, not half, 2 holes, 2 hours, buzzer to buzzer all day long. We're here for you. I'm Dan Egan, and for the entire Muskie TV team, tune in next week, right here on WNDS, between 8 and 10 every week. Winter sports like never before. It's Muskie TV, and that's what I'm doing. Muskie, now!
Muskie TV, brought to you by Ski Market and Underground Snowboards, your winter sports source. In-season resort at South Mountain, part of the Northeast experience. And Suzuki, make the smart move.
All 3 racers will be on common skis.
I'm here to tell you about the most exciting adventure to come to ski country in years. Loon Mountain, New Hampshire, with its unparalleled snowmaking and ski terrain, has teamed up with the finest hospitality vacation group in the Northeast, In Season Resorts, to bring you a limited second home vacation opportunity of a lifetime. Imagine a second home in the mountains, made affordable by the most unique ownership plan ever devised. Loon Mountain is embarking upon a fantastic expansion plan, ensuring its position as New England's finest ski destination, and we are offering you a chance to be part of it. To preview this offer, be our guest for 2 nights, breakfast, dinner, and we'll throw in 2 free lift tickets, all for $99. How can you be so lucky? So come on up. Get out from your desk, leave your classroom, bolt from your job, and come on up. This is a one-time limited opportunity that won't come again.